do. Since I stream from home now, like my work is here, so like I very rarely leave unless I'm like running errands, like doing laundry or getting groceries.
This is touching deeper than I would have preferred. Is everybody good to go or
Good to go. Good to go.
ready to roll?
Yeah.
We got 4 arms. We are fucking. Oh shit. General Grievous. There we go. 4 thumbs up.
Hello there.
Obi-Wan. Get your dice ready because we are ready to roll another session of Casual Quest Masters. We are a D&D 5e live play adventure. I'm scaring Brandon right now. Representing the team is Nico Chodimella. Discord. Womp 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 womp. And Brandon no.
You see, I had myself double muted.
Double
My name
muted.
is-
What does it mean?
My name is Nicol Chodimella, as I've been introduced, and I'm gonna ramble a little bit. I play Vol Knight Walker Val Nagoni. He's a Goliath Ranger, and he's rambling.
I was born
Were you,
rambling.
would you say you were born a
Goliath,
rambling man?
trying to do the best that I can.
I hate you all.
Brandon Thresher.
I play Backdoor Band Iron, and I thought I'd be able to think of a good pun in time, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
Put your whole arm on it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Everybody's in a good mood.
You weren't muted, Nick. You weren't muted that time.
I know.
And yours truly, Tyler Vito as Nox, the changeling sorcerer who's ready to rock and has a single level in Hexblade Warlock. And last but certainly not least is our all-powerful dungeon master, Glenn Houston.
Well, hello, fam. It seems as though since the last time we played, I think we have another dungeon master among our player ranks.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
How you feeling? Oh,
How you feeling, Brandon, now that you successfully dungeon
Oh.
mastered the Curse of Strahd?
It's good. My
I think
character's
Discord
killed.
just went down.
Uh-oh.
Then
Uh-oh.
Glenn, can you hear us?
But
I take that. I'll take.
Oh
that
my
as a
God, you're
negative.
there.
Okay, hi.
Hello.
What the heck? Did only I freeze?
Yes.
yeah, yes.
Yeah,
you didn't even freeze
also-
for us. We could still see and hear
And
you.
you missed a great
lose.
joke, too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man.
All right, start it over. You were at, one of us started DMing.
Yeah, one of you started DMing recently.
Yeah,
I
Brandon, how's
haven't
that
seen
going?
the other side of the stream, Nick.
What? No,
the other
Brandon
side
was DMing.
No,
Chris-
wait, Brandon DM too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
No, I
Curse
never
of
DM'd.
Strahd.
It was just Brandon. Remember?
Get out. Get out.
Hey, DM
It's only
Curse of
Brandon and
Strahd?
Glenn. You guys are the only ones that DM'd for us before.
Yeah, Brandon, did you just buy
No.
all 3 of the books: the Monsters Manual, the Player's Handbook, and Dungeon Master's Guide to Everything?
Weird flex,
No.
but okay.
No. Okay.
No. I used D&D Next. Visit D&D Next. Or D&D Beyond. Oh, shit.
D&D Beyond.
Fuck.
Nice.
Can't even sponsor right.
I love D&D Beyond. Done by
We're
Curse
not
Gaming.
sponsored, but if
No, but we do love D&D Beyond.
But no, both Nick and I did DM this last
Recently.
weekend.
Wonderful. So we're a party of all dungeon masters. So for you two, like, because I know Tyler has been on the other side of the screen before. You know, where you're like making choices for the world and kind of how But how does that? How does your has your perspective changed? Been on that side of the screen now?
I didn't realize how much I want to purposefully railroad my party because so we're running Curse of Strahd and their help for Strahd is the priest in the first town.
Mhm.
And basically if his son dies, he becomes unusable. And so my party like was on top of like, do we kill him? Do we not? Do we kill him? Do we not? And eventually they're like, nah, we don't kill him. And then one party member went back and killed his son. And then the other party member said, hey, you should check out the basement.
Oh, his
Your
son in the
son's dead.
basement. Yeah.
And so basically, they decided they weren't going to kill him, and then they killed him, and then showed the priest anyway. And I was like,
Jesus.
but yeah, so it's fun.
Yeah, that's
What about you?
that's metal, bro.
I didn't realize how much DM wants to kill their players.
That too.
I can
Yeah.
honestly say that I don't share that sentiment. I don't want to kill my players.
Okay, no, it's not like I want to kill my players and have the campaign stop, but when
Uh-huh.
they just, I mean, granted, I set up easy encounters because lack of experience, but then when they just blow through it, I don't like it, and I want to like try
They're
and kill.
cocky
Okay,
too.
I want to try
Mm.
and kill my players as best as I can. It's now
Yeah.
become the DM. It's become the players versus me, and I kind of like it because
No.
now it's a 5v1.
You don't
and
want
this
to
is what
kill
I
the
thrive
players. You
for.
want to challenge the players.
I want to challenge them to live.
Jesus.
There we go.
Okay.
That's good.
I mean, that was me last fighting when I was dungeon mastering.
Jesus
so,
fucking Christ, that fight. Yeah.
Well, yeah, sometimes there are fights that are too much for you, and you got to understand when to run.
So guess what?
yeah.
I rolled a 2 for the recap today.
And I
Oh,
rolled,
man.
rolled a 9.
And I rolled a 17, so I guess that means I
Get
am
wrecked,
doing
loser.
Yeah, you. Yeah, you
it.
are.
Alright.
Jesus.
Hmm. Previously on Casual Quest Masters, episode 18. With
Ready
Vol
to
heading
roll.
back to Neverwinter, Magdor and Nox try to go and complete the next step of the Dwarven Scroll by visiting the Kissing Stones. They found by placing the scroll at the top of the last pillar, Magdor began uncontrollably trying to draw something, giving him a scroll and a quill from a disgruntled merchant who wanted them to get the fuck out of there. He draws the emblem of Baldur's Gate. In the meantime, Vol is continuing to trek by horse back to the city. With the side quest now finished, Magdor and Nox decide to peace out using their teleportation circle scroll, only to have it burn out due to Nox's failed Arcana check. Completely screwed over, Magdor takes Sipsian's generosity of a second scroll, as well as passing on the info about the Dwarven scroll to him. Nox, who claims to have near-perfect memory, tries to mimic the teleportation circle that would have taken them directly to Lord Neverember's throne room, but they're just a tiny little bit off with the arcane scriptures, and while the changeling and dwarf successfully teleport out, they end up in Neverember's private guest chambers instead. Everyone is forgiving. The two tell the Lord they wish to wait for Vol's return to debrief the mission. They visit the house granted by Neverember while Vol finishes his journey and grabs some armor. Once the three are together again, Nox fails a booty call, and they meet up with Neverember to begin explaining what the hell happened. Also, I believe they got a new house. Right. So I mentioned that they have a house, but then it has like 3 rooms, one for each of them, and one secret room that has like a space for a forge and like
Not so secret anymore.
so it's a little workshop, and it's above a shop, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think that's
A
just about it.
concealable room. It is
Yes.
not secret to you anymore, but it can be secret to anybody else that comes in.
I'm convinced. But
Oh, and Vol remembers that he picked up a chest from his kidnapping events. During the kidnapping, he was in the caves north of Luskan. They try to open it, but then they realize it's sealed by arcana of some sort, by magic of some sort, and they're like, "All right, cool. We'll just leave it here for now."
yeah, we need a either dispel magic or some kind of magical word typically, but since we have no idea who put the chest there, for all we know, it's just a scrying box essentially.
Yeah.
So we're in the boardroom with Lord Neverember.
I'd also like to say we learned how to lock doors.
Yeah, we
After-
learned to lock doors because
They didn't lock
I've-
the door, and I just walked through the front door.
Elzira and you, just show up.
yep, should've
Yeah, so
should've
you
locked the door.
yeah, you're in that like little side room off of the main, main
Throne
not throne room. Yeah, it's like yeah, throne room, and yeah, you're sitting there, and several guards are outside of the door, and just you and Elgira and Neverember, and he says, "So, tell me everything."
So the night we got to Luskin, I was kidnapped. And then they could probably fill you in on what happened until I was free.
He was
Yeah, Nox points at Magdor.
he was kidnapped, and we ate sausages, and I got arrested, but I fought my way out, and
Are you a
Bull's
Fugitive?
fucking shaking his head.
no,
are you a
no,
fugitive
it
of
was-
Luskin?
Wouldn't that be funny?
Haha, haha.
No, I fought my way out. They let me go. But I was arrested again. But this time it was because we were impersonating
Sorry.
gods.
What do you mean you fought your way out?
The fighters carnival for prisoners,
Oh, the-
prisoners carnival.
Prisoners Carnival. Quite barbaric, but it got you
Yeah.
to jail, so that's good.
It was because I was trying to feed Mary ale, when she was pregnant.
Who's Mary?
Uh,
Who is
I'm
Mary
gonna look over
Magdor?
at Knox, and look back. A friend.
So you met a woman in Luskin named Mary who was pregnant and you tried to force feed her alcohol?
Yeah, but she thought it was mayonnaise, so it's fine. And sorry.
Magdor, it appears that you are, for a lack of a better term, really fucking up. As Roger just kind of like leans forward on the table right now, not chin under the chin, fist under the chin, and they are staring daggers at Magdor because they thought Magdor would have a good, maybe generic gist of the situation, but there was so much derailment there that pretty much I'm ready to pull the parachute and try to teleport right back out of that room and just hide in the bedchamber again.
Magdor's gonna look at Knox after or at Roger after they said this. I haven't even begun to fuck up.
So
He's-
you went there. You were kidnapped, Vol, and
Yes.
you attempted to force feed a new friend who was pregnant alcohol. So you were arrested and went through the prisoners' carnival and made your way out.
Aye. And then got arrested again.
For impersonating gods.
Yeah, aye. But they let us go because we were looking for Vol and the coin spinners and the Arcane Brotherhood. You've already heard all of that from Vol. And then we had some help, and we rescued Vol after Roger fireballed him. But that's a story for another time.
So you were fighting each other the whole time? Where is Sibsian?
I'm gonna look over at Vol, and then we rescued Vol.
Where is Sibsian, Magdor?
Sibsian's with the Arcane Brotherhood.
Huh.
He's with the Arcane Brotherhood, and he's a double agent working for the coin spinners for the Arcane Brotherhood, but they don't know that, I think.
Hmm.
It was a little complex when he explained the situation, but that's currently where he
So-
resides.
Did you interact with him or simply see him among their ranks?
No, we interacted with him. At least I did. He ran into us, asked him. He asked us
What
not
kept you from
to.
bringing him?
I was bitten by a weretiger.
That
He-
kept you from bringing Sibsian back?
He got rid of the curse for me. And he asked in exchange to not bring him back. I said, at the very least, I'm a man of honor. I will not bring you in, but I will not hide this information from my benefactor.
Hmm.
Because I lost control and attacked, and I'm going to point to Magdor and Roger twice almost, and that could have been bad. And I'm grateful that he was able to take care of that.
Hmm.
He did attack a toilet, though.
Roger, you've been quite quiet.
Mhm. I mean, yes.
Do you have anything to add? Anything you experienced that might give insight into the situation? Because it seems all very confusing to me at this point. I simply sent you to find someone and bring them back, and it seems as though you were embroiled in something else, but it does not seem clear exactly what.
Nox is having trouble keeping his Roger form up right now. It's been too long, and they've gotten so comfortable in their, I guess we're calling it Mary now versus, form. Roger's just making like a weird look in his face, and then they're gonna change into Mary right there on the spot. Ah, much better.
And
Oh,
he
Mary,
looks
you're
at
coming to visit
Elgira,
us.
and she just kind of like looks at him understandingly, but doesn't say anything. And he goes, "Who are you?"
Ooh, 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 ooh. I know, you really want to know. I am, most people call me Mary, but you, Lord Neverember, can call me Nox.
Mary, Knox, Roger, who are you?
Lord Neverember, um, I'm a changeling.
Then be yourself.
Yeah, Nox is gonna sigh and just remove the disguise self and returns to the natural state. So you see the grayish skin appear, the pupilless eyes, the flowing white silver hair, tied up back in a knot and all that stuff. And just, meek looking, not meek. I'd like to think, I'm average strength. I'm gonna give myself a little credit. Just kind of slaps forward on the table and goes, well, usually I'm not wearing armor for this, but this is hopefully myself enough.
Are you more comfortable?
No.
I simply wanted to know. If you
And
wish, you may change to your most comfortable form, but now that I know, I'm happy. It's good to finally meet you.
as Nox turns back into Mary, thank you. Well, you see, I did ask if you're okay if we kept our secrets as long as we focused on the mission and they didn't cause you any detriment. So I figured if I was honest with you right here, it'd show them more upfront. Did you just toot, my lord?
A little bit. That sausage.
There's no shame in that. That's a sign of a good breakfast.
Sausages, they get me.
Me too. Oh, just thinking
So,
about sausages.
You were the pregnant woman that was force-fed alcohol to get Magdo put in jail.
That's very intuitive of you to think of that, but I guess
You said his name was Mary, but I don't see you
I
being
know it's
pregnant. I assume you could make yourself look pregnant if you wanted.
it was a two-piece puzzle. Okay, I get it. Yes, I was trying to infiltrate as that, and Magdor decided to give me an offer that displayed negatively in the public, and it led to some escapades.
It seems so. So, from what you're telling me, Subsian is now being
Protected. Yes.
by the Arcane Brotherhood
I believe that would be the appropriate term, yes.
and is working for them, sometimes appearing as an agent of the local gang, the Coin Spinners.
Yes.
Correct.
You were kidnapped, Vol.
Yes.
Why?
By the coin spinners. They were looking for something, or we were new in town because we arrived late at night, and maybe that threw them off.
During
I
your
thought they were looking for my scroll.
That's what they were looking for.
scroll.
No,
Why would a scroll be important enough for them to take one of your friends? Why wouldn't they
don't know.
just ask you to buy it or take you?
they meant to take me, but they failed because I'm 40.
I think they're also idiots for trying to do it by brute force rather than just talking it out, but I don't understand the logic in their actions either.
Hmm. Now, what is the scroll?
Oh, it's just my scroll.
May I see it? It must
I
be
don't have
important.
it.
Is it at
It's
your
at the house.
residence? Please, bring it.
No.
I need you to bring the scroll here, Magdor. If it was
I've already
important enough,
lost
then
it enough.
I'm not going to take it from you.
How do I know?
I'm giving you my word as Lord Protector of Neverwinter.
Or he gave you that ring to access the forge.
No. You're right. All right, 1 second. How far is the house from there?
It's like 5 minutes, maybe.
All right. So I don't know. You guys can talk, I guess.
In the meantime, is there any other bits of information that you'd like to share? Because it seems as though you had quite an eventful trip.
Too eventful for me.
Too eventful, Vol. But you wanted to get that out of your system.
Yes, I did. Because everything that happened before that wasn't within my control.
Then one would say it eventful enough. The kid is acting up while he can't get beaten by the dad in front of the Lord right now.
That's what you thought.
Vol takes off his shoe.
All right, and I'm gonna come back, I guess, at this point.
Yeah,
And I'm
minutes of silence that feel like an eternity as Neverember simply waits for you to say what you want, but it's obvious that you either don't have anything to say or don't want to say anything else.
I'm
So
under
he just
illusion a
simply
cake
waits.
or something just put in front of
Yeah.
me.
And eventually Magdo returns.
and I'm gonna come in with my hammer. But look what else I got. This thing's cool. And I'm gonna throw it into the air, and comes back around to me.
Ah, a dwarven thrower.
Aye, yeah, aye, it is.
Wonderful. How did you come upon such items? And he kind of like gestures. Did you, Nox? Sorry, Nox. Did you bring your staff with you?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and you have your what did you what did you
Sort
you
of
picked
sharpness.
sharpness.
It's a scimitar.
Yeah. Yeah, but you've got it in sheath, so he doesn't
Yeah.
see that per se. He says, a staff of power and a dwarven thrower. You're becoming quite equipped.
You know me and my toys.
Dwarves love toys. Why they craft so well? They make them for themselves. And this scroll. You
Oh,
brought it?
I forgot the scroll.
Okay. We
Why?
will wait.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I got it right here.
Fool's like, you mother. Great.
Nox
he
is staring
says,
daggers. Jeez, like
May I?
You promise I can have it back?
I'm not going to keep it. I'm just simply interested in something that's so important that it would cause you, someone to try and kidnap one of you to get leverage to get the scroll, it seems. Feels like a lot for a scroll.
And Magdor's going to hand it to him, and not immediately let go, but hold it for a second and then let go. And
He just takes it, examines it, and he says, Elrira, what do you make of this? And she kind of looks over it and says, Sir, it seems to be a dwarvish finding scroll. Some can be superbly valuable, others can be simply something that protects something important to the person who crafted it. It's kind of hit and miss. He says, "Well," and he hands it back to you and he says, "How did you come upon something like that? Another very interesting find."
You know, that's a little blurry. Sorry, let me. That's a little blurry. Uh, Someone gave it to me in exchange for a favor.
Hmm. Do you remember who?
No,
Make a deception check.
I was wondering when this was gonna happen. I was like, every time like Magdor talked, it's like, all right, deception check.
13.
I'm writing what I rolled down just so it's not. Anyway, he says, "Something like that isn't forgotten. Surely your friends were there. What was his name, Vol? Or her name, whoever gave him the scroll?"
Paul's gonna look around. Paul's not one to lie, so he's gonna, especially not for this, because he doesn't think this is, this would be groundbreaking to reveal. So he's gonna be like, it was a merchant we met on our way to Luskin. His name was Brandon.
And
Hmm.
Magda's gonna perk up. Oh, that's right. It was Brandon.
Brandon, the traveling merchant, gives you scroll on your way to Luskin, after which you are captured, kidnapped, and leveraged against your friends for said scroll, embroiled in some sort of political controversy that no doubt you want no part of.
Ideally,
A minor illusion, a thumbs up.
Well, it seems as though Sibsian will not be returning to Neverwinter anytime soon. So,
he expressed very explicitly that he wishes to never step foot in
did he say
Neverwinter
why?
ever again. No, that he did not mention.
Did he mention his affiliation with Bragand Aerith?
Not once, no.
I think he said he was exiled.
That is true. That would make sense. But effectively, I will not get to interrogate him, find out more information about the nature of his exile. And I would not want to put you against your morality, as it seems as though he did help you. So,
For all we know, to me, from meeting him, he didn't seem like a bad person. And me to forcefully remove him from a place where we'd be going up against mages of strength several times greater than our own seemed foolish to even attempt. Which is
Mm.
why, at the very least, I agreed to come. Some part of my job.
I got outranked by a child.
And he can fly.
also,
I believe they summoned a flying creature of some sort.
Hmm.
That's not even something I'm capable yet, my lord.
well, there are prodigies. I wouldn't look down on yourself. You're a user of great arcane strength.
Well, I mean, now that I have my handy dandy staff of power, you called it,
Mm.
I'm
Quite
gonna.
coveted among casters.
Well, I kind of wished I met this boy a second time, but it sounds like anytime they goof up, they don't usually last long there.
Mm. Well, currently, there are no active threats to Neverwinter if he's not coming back and he's working with the Arcane Brotherhood. The Arcane Brotherhood is an enigma of sorts. They keep locked away in their tower. Very few people are allowed in their compound. And even less inside the tower itself. So I can let Bregan de Aerith know that they don't have anything to worry about. I will not reveal his location to them. Seems as though he's done a good deed for agents of mine, and I must repay that kindness with a kindness in return. So, know that Siptian will not be revealed by me to Bregan de Aerith, and I know they do have a presence there. So, if he is caught, it will be out of his own foolishness, not anything that we inform them of. Secondly, I was worried of a greater plot against Neverwinter to subvert some sort of chaos to try and gain control or push me out of power, but I don't see that currently. So for the moment, it would seem as though my need of your services is ended currently. Would you be receptive if I reached out in the future for help within a more immediate, real threat that doesn't plunge you into political chaos? Maybe something a little more straightforward. I understand you're not politicians, so trying to navigate the vast maze that is politics and trying to make decisions that will be positive for those who you care about can be treacherous. Would you be okay if I asked for your help in more straightforward things in the future?
Would I get to fight something strong?
Possibly. I don't.
I'm all
I
yours.
can't see the future, but that would be the goal. Is if I need some muscle and some strength and a dwarven thrower. I
I'm
would
assuming I'm sitting a little close to either maybe Nox, and then I'm gonna do like a light tap on their shoulder. Well, if you fight it, we have to fight anything strong. The three of us. Oh, you should have seen it, my lord. We fought a giant snake, a decapus, and a were-tiger. We destroyed them.
Where did you fight those?
Well, we took part of the. Okay, so this was more of a personal thing. You could understand after being kidnapped, one might be a little bit annoyed, frustrated, not knowing what would happen, and so I needed
could
to find an
imagine.
outlet, and we submitted ourselves to challenge at the prisoners' carnival.
You joined willingly.
That's how we got these cool things. And then I'm gonna
I've heard of the
just
Prisoners Carnival, but I did not know they brought. Did they? How did they have a decapus and a were-tiger at the prisoners?
I don't know. I don't know. They were just like Macdor proposed a 3v3, and they agreed. And so they gave us all of these things, and I got this sword, and I'm gonna half unsheath my scimitar.
Wow. Okay, this makes more sense. You help rid them of some sort of, prisoner issue. They reward you with possible death, but also powerful magical items.
Yeah, and they only gave us one weapon each. We went in without any armor too.
And yet you emerged victorious.
So if you
against
need us to
those
fight
three.
something strong, I'll take up that challenge.
And it seems as though you have other things you could be doing with a Dwarvish Finding Scroll, as well as just any other personal quests you may have. And you now, we'll just say that the apartment is taken care of. Effectively, you've done your job. Nobody is going to create dissent and chaos in my city. And that was the end goal of all of this, is to end that. So consider your quest complete, and you have a new home.
We appreciate it.
Does that mean we get some new toys?
Backdoor.
Had you brought back Sipsian, I believe that would have been in order, but I think that simply giving you a house in a nice district of the Protector's Enclave is probably suitable enough to cover the endeavors you went through.
That seems entirely.
Thank you.
But
Alright.
maybe in the future.
Don't worry, Magdo.
Magdor
Is there
sulking now.
anything else?
You look great today, you know?
Thank you.
Gleaming.
Yeah. I took a bath last week.
Wow.
You have somebody buff your plate.
Oh, he's not wearing plate armor. He's just wearing nice fancy clothes. Somebody does usually buff and clean my armor though.
When I look at Lord Neverember, can I give like a... I want to see how tough he looks. Size him up a little when I look at him.
Let's do an investigation check.
Usually that's hands-on, which is scary, but you know what? I'm
It's
in
just
it.
You're just sitting there feeling them up.
ooh, if you guys are good for this, a wisdom investigation check. So wisdom is the base instead of intelligence. So it's kind of like insight, but it's a little more like I want to look at his muscles and see if they seem worn or if his hands have calluses or if he has any scars, sort of thing.
I'll work with you here.
You
So
want all of us to do that?
If you're all sizing him up. So wisdom based investigation check.
got a 14.
Nice. Okay. Did Vol or Magdor want to kind of do the same? I know it's a check pile on, but I'm okay
I
with it.
got
Whatever.
a 14 as well.
Oh, Vol, you
Vol's
good?
not going to. Yeah.
Okay.
This is wisdom, Tyler, not
Yep.
intelligence.
Well, my intelligence and wisdom are the exact same.
Oh, mine's
Nice.
2 more. I saw you give that look. I actually rolled a 12, but I had to add my wisdom separately.
I mean, this is technically better than doing a perception check at this point because I'm not proficient in that, but I'm proficient in investigation.
And wisdom is the same. Nice. Okay, so yeah, you both kind of look him up and down, and he seems as though he at one point in his life was probably very, very well trained. Probably a knight, as knightly training is a part of the regimen for a lot of nobles. So he may have seen a little bit of battle, but you're not quite sure. It looks like it's been a few years since he's had to actively fight or anything like that, but at very least he has a sharp wit and mind and could probably handle a sword pretty well.
Okay.
Whether or not he has any sort of arcane, you can't really tell. Since there's no indication of that, possible, but there's no indication of it.
Right. Okay. Fair. Yeah, I was seeing if we could take him, just in case he decided to take the scroll, or if we're about to get super done goofed.
Yeah, you think Algira would be a much more potent threat if it came down to that.
That Deva / dragon / whatever all powerful creature she is that freaks him the fuck out because I still don't know.
What elf?
What elf?
Well, if that's everything, we'll take our leave.
Wonderful. I do have some coin for you. Now in lieu of coin, you could get a lesser sort of magical item if you wanted.
Backdoor just sits there nodding.
I think we are going to embark on a journey, so I would personally prefer the coin.
Okay. So, depending on what I have, basically, let me show you. And he pulls a kerchief out of his he has several kerchiefs kind of like hung over out of one of his pockets in a different, like each one's a different color. And he flips through them, pulls out a green one, and then opens it up and throws it on the wall, and you see that it's a portable hole. And on the wall inside you can see just kind of like boxes and containers and bags. And so
Can I
I
have
will
that
need
hole?
you. No.
Wow.
No.
Why so serious? It's a nice hole.
Right? So basically, I would love for you to roll a D100.
All right.
Right? Or for everybody.
Everybody, unless you're taking the money.
Vol will look at the options before he decides.
Okay. Call him out when you got him.
93.
34.
I rolled it. 94.
Glenn's like, I don't want to give that to him. Let's look lower down. Lower. Oh, yeah, much lower. Ooh, that's too high. Much lower. Are you kind of the 94? Because
Yeah.
oh, you are.
Oh, I don't like that.
Like I said, lower. Let's go in the 20s.
No, I just don't want to include like consumables in this thing. So, fuck it. All right, so
Oh, I love the fucking button.
um, I don't think this would be a very use. Who rolled a 93?
Me.
Tyler.
He pulls out what looks like it's a bandor, which is effectively just kind of like a large stringed instrument with a long neck. Um, kind of like a stubby guitar with a lot more strings, a little bit like a harpsichord with a long neck on it. He says
Replace
this
my
is a bandor,
kazoo.
usually something that bards need to use spells. You don't want this, do you?
I only have one instrument, and it's the key to my heart. As I pull out the kazoo. If you'd like, I can demonstrate.
Please, no. Please.
Magdor,
Put that.
I'm sorry, not Magdor. Vol, you're actually not Lord Neverember. Could you stay quiet during this conversation? This is an A to B, and you need to see yourself the way out. As I look excitedly at Lord Neverember with the kazoo.
Lord Neverember looks back and forth between you two and says, I think these might be useful for you, though, Vol. As he pulls out a set of like plated gauntlets that have like they're silver with these like emblazoned gold picture of like a yelling ogre. And he says they're called gauntlets of ogre power. They will make you stronger.
Stronger, I
mean-
will take them.
If he doesn't want him, I certainly.
What about the gold, Vol?
Excuse me, Nox. This is a conversation between me and Lord Neverember. You need to see yourself the fuck out.
I was
My lord,
actually
I will
talking.
graciously
Aha.
accept these gauntlets.
Burn. It's obviously that Neverember doesn't have friends or make jokes. Aha. No, we'll find something else for you though. No. Sorry. Yes, Nox. Would you prefer that I call you Mary in this form?
Call me whatever you want, Lord. Nox, please. Just call me Nox.
I will call you Nox unless we are in public, then I will call you Roger or Mary, depending on how I see you.
Thank you.
Just for your own. So go ahead and roll again, Mary. And what did you get, Magdor?
I've got a 34.
34.
Ooh, roll 34. Wait, that's not the correlation I meant to bring up here. Whoops.
I don't know if this would be good for you.
alchemy jug.
You don't use bows very often, do you?
No.
No. Go ahead and let's pull something else out. So go ahead and roll again.
Wait,
What'd
did you say
get
a bow?
second time, Magdor? Yes.
What kind of
These are
bow?
bracers of archery.
Hey, Backdoor, do you want these gauntlets?
The gauntlets.
The gauntlets
Yeah.
give you a strength of 19 while you're wearing them and attuned.
They give you a strength of 19?
Yeah.
Yes.
It can't go higher than that when you're wearing that. Or it can't boost it up higher than that, but
Yeah, it can't be below. Yeah, it just is 19. As
Will
long
it
as you're
work
wearing
with
them
only
and
one
attuned.
hand?
the gauntlet of Gokur's strength.
Yeah,
I can't really wear two. Would
Yeah, you
it
can.
work with one?
it'll fit on because you have basic movement that emulates a hand on the other one, right?
Yeah.
And you can also probably fix up
It'll
your
fit.
arm to make it fit.
It'll fit.
All right,
They're
you want
magic, so they
trade?
they size to the person that attunes to them. So, I mean,
You-
if these are good
you
for
wanna trade?
you,
I don't use my bow often, but when I do, I'd like to know that it's going to do some damage.
this would ensure that.
All right.
I don't
All right,
always
I'll
use
These
trade.
my
bracers,
bow.
these bracers are like leather with like interesting like swirling inlays with like slight turquoise gems in them, and like an emblazoned sort of like Im like picture of an elfish face side from the side, the profile with arrows up behind it.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna hold out the gauntlets to Brandon, Magdor. Fuck.
I'll take them.
And then I'm gonna take the bracers from Lord Neverember. Leather's more my style, anyways.
Yeah, so gauntlets of overpower. Strength is 19. They have no effect if your strength score is 19 or higher without them. And then the bracer. So I believe the bracers of archery also give you proficiency if you don't already have it. Um, yeah, they give you proficiency with long and short bow and a +2 to damage rolls on ranged attacks made with such weapons. So, what did you roll for your second time there, Nox?
First off, Glenn, you look wonderful today. I'm not even talking to the Lord. Now, you are the sexiest thing I've seen all day. And you know what? I've looked at Nick even, so it's like that's saying something here.
Ooh.
Yeah, you better watch out. You are on fire, Keanu Reeves. Secondly, if you can't find something for me, don't sweat it.
Oh, no. We'll find some.
I rolled an 87.
An 87.
Yes.
Wonderful.
It's a second violin thing. Even longer neck. It has like a 5-foot long neck.
Hmm.
Don't do it.
Okay. Let me see. Really?
If you had to pick something that
Oh,
Vol
there
wants
you
that
go.
I get, just to see what happens.
This one is actually really great. Actually, he reaches into one of the bags and pulls out a box. That looks relatively well made, and he opens it up. And he says, "I think this will do quite nicely. Useful." And he turns it and sets it on the table. And inside is a little silver raven figurine. It is a figurine of wondrous power. You can send messages to whoever you want through this raven. It will animate. Useful for any person, and I figure just as much for you if you would like it.
Are you proposing to me?
No, I'm proposing that if you like this, you can take it.
I'll
To
take your
propose
hand.
my sincerest thanks for your work and all the labor you've gone through to
Aw,
try and
man.
help me and the city of Neverwinter.
I think I'm getting friend zoned twice today. I mean, yes. Thank you.
And Elgira at that kind of rolls her eyes just a little bit as she smiles ever so slightly. And he says, "Wonderful." So basically, it can become a raven for 12 hours. Once it's used, you have to wait 2 days until it recharges. And you can cast the animal messenger spell on it at will for those 12 hours.
Okay. What is the ring called?
The ring?
Yeah.
No, it's not a ring. It's a figurine.
Figurine.
Wondrous
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, figurine of wondrous power. It's the silver raven.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Does that mean you can have a crow and a raven with you?
Yeah, I guess
You
I
have
guess
an animal companion now.
I do, and I'm gonna summon
A second
Percy
one.
to land on my shoulder.
Wonderful.
He's cute.
He locks
Yes.
fingers.
Flex finger. Well, I feel like there are plenty of stories that we should save for another night. Maybe I'll have you over for dinner and you can tell me more of these wondrous stories. Fighting giant snakes and were-tigers, and I'd love to hear the gory details. But
We have some good ale.
I was gonna
Good.
say, if you're gonna invite us for dinner, you better be prepared to have a lot of ale.
wonderful. I'm always down for a lot of ale. Since my adventuring years, I've put on a few, and he kind of shakes his belly.
You're
since I
starting
put
to
on a
look
few
like a
pounds. But,
dwarf.
well, they're not bad company. So
you should come out on a
I
hunt with us once, and then we'll get you some exercise.
I
Pick up a sword
would
again.
like that sometime. Well, a hunt. Hopefully, I'd be using a bow.
Not the kind of hunts I go on.
Then I may not be joining you on those kind of hunts.
That's fair.
But I will definitely. Let's save these stories for another time. I will let you go with your new items and your new home. You're free to do as you please, come and go as you please. If you need anything, please don't feel like you'd be asking too much. We are friends,
Really appreciate it.
and I am here for you if you need it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Until we meet again, Lord November.
He
Bar.
has a vow. Goodbye, friends. And you leave the throne room with your new toys, headed to your house. What would you guys
As
like
we're
to do now?
as we're walking out, I'm gonna look to Knox because I know they understand the sentiment. I'm gonna look up to him and say, "I really want that hole."
It was
That's
a
what
nice
she-
hole, wasn't it? The things we could have done to that hole. Like, holy shit. It would have been great.
So, we should probably discuss going down to Baldur's Gate, but before that, I've got an errand to run. Will I just meet you two back at the house?
I think with these, and I'm gonna hold up the gauntlets. I think I can get that chest open.
All right. I'll leave you to that. You give that a go, but I'm just gonna quickly go take care of this.
Full. And
Yes.
I'm gonna take out the figurine. I'm gonna show it to him. I think he should have it.
We'll talk about it when I get back, because I still have to find you that staff.
Okay, if you want a white elephant gifted, that's okay.
I will see you later, and Vol's gonna head off. So for you, Glenn, Vol's looking specifically for a place where he can sell his eyeglass.
Oh, the
The
spyglass
spyglass,
of
sorry,
Eagle's eye or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Spyglass of the eyes of the eagle. Yeah. Yeah, you can bring it to any given shop. It's technically an uncommon magical item. So anywhere from 500 gold or less, and you would get, if you just want to sell it to any vendor, you would get about 50% of the value. But if you want to find an actual buyer, you could take some time to do that and get more for it.
Well, considering that, and I only know all of these things, which is why I was excited when you pulled out the Bracers of Archery because of my Dungeon Master's Guide. I know that a spyglass, it's alone sells for like 1,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Vol, being familiar with Neverwinter, is going to take his time to find somebody.
Yeah. So
And then-
imagine an uncommon magic item can be up to 500 gold plus the value of a spyglass. So you could probably make 12 to 1,500 on this if you find the right buyer.
Yeah. So whatever I'd have to do, or how you're going to outline that for me.
All right. I have a way to.
Magdor, you want to randomly
Do
fight
this.
in the streets?
As we're walking away, I'm gonna say, if Vol doesn't want that toy, I'll take it.
What toy?
The Raven.
Oh, I mean, if he says no, then it's yours. I really like it, but I think it would be better suited to somebody else.
You can see a little hop and Magdor step as they're walking away.
Nox is still terrified of ravens.
When I got those
Alright.
gauntlets of ogre power, I'm like, yeah, no, I think somebody who actually uses strength could probably benefit from these.
Oh, yeah,
Because I use dexterity for all my attacks.
I just wanted to Master Roshi it to see what would happen.
Do you know what a Dwarven thrower uses for its stat?
I would imagine strength.
Yeah.
Thrown weapons use strength. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're as a cleric, you would be strength and wisdom right there, like all day long. So when you get close to best of both worlds, hell yeah. I'm just fucking Gish.
So I apologize. You guys were headed back.
Yeah.
Did you decide what you said you wanted to fight in the street? What else did you want to do?
Oh no, it was just said out loud. I don't want to get thrown in Neverwinter jail this time.
Okay.
I just want to go smash that crate.
What
Or try
crate?
to. The chest that Vol had. The
Oh, you
magical
want to?
one?
Remember, it's like a lockbox. It's
Okay.
small, size of like a jewelry box, and it's quite solid. But
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to head back to your place. Vol, you know, as you guys you've been to your new place once already, that the shop beneath your apartment is a place called Sunya and Barnov's Wands and Wonders. So it is a magic shop, where they specialize in wands. But there's a chance that they might be interested in something if you wanted to sell it if it had a magical nature.
Realizing that Vol might, after just wandering a little bit, thinking about it, he's probably just gonna make his way there first, and then see if he get a good deal. If not, he'd ask if they know anybody who'd be willing to put up a little bit more.
Okay. And Nox, what did you want to be doing?
I'm just gonna hang out with Magdor. I did all the shopping I possibly could, and I'm just gonna skip along with him back to the house. I'll probably goof off a little bit once we get there, but I'm curious to see with Magdor's newfound strength how he's going to handle that chest.
Okay.
Knowing
Alright.
that it has an arcane lock on it, it will be a sight to see.
Yeah, so you guys head upstairs as Vol kind of just continues around the front to head into Sunya and Barnos. So the description of this specific place is that the shop is a 2-story timber brick building, which obviously the second floor is your house, with a slate roof. And inside you see what looks like an old adventurer still dressed in the trappings of his like adventuring days behind the counter. And there's like several wands, up behind around the rooms is several other different pieces of armor and accessories and things like that look probably all like they're spoils of this person's life as an adventurer. As you enter, a little bell goes off, ding, 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 and he says, "Welcome."
Good day.
That voice.
Whoa, you are quite tall.
Yeah, Goliaths. I'm actually the shortest, one of the shorter ones in my tribe. Before I
Well,
left.
I've never met a Goliath, so put her there. And he reaches up to shake your hand.
And I'm gonna shake his hand back. Pleasure
Because
to meet
he's
you,
like, it's
sir.
obvious he's like hunched over, so he's probably only about 5'6" now. He was probably pushing 6 foot when he was, a young buck. But he's really, really hunched over now, and he says, "Anything I can do for you, my young boy?"
Yeah, and out of my pack, I'm gonna pull out the spyglass. I'm looking to sell
Spyglasses?
this. I believe this is a little magical.
What is the enchantment?
Specifically, I mean,
Huh?
it lets you see very far, very well, like magically well.
I would be very interested in this, but more interested in a trade than in buying.
Depends on what you had to trade, because just a spyglass and not being magical sells for quite a bit.
You're not wrong. I think I might have some. And he looks through like a ledger of sorts. He pulls it out and starts looking through it and says, "Do you use more than one sword in combat?
I do.
I see that lovely hilt there, and then a simple one on the other side."
Aye, and then I'm gonna half unsheath the sword of sharpness. Says
Oh. Ooh. What if I were able to make something, on the other hand, at least a little better than a regular sword? Would you be interested?
are we talking about you enchanting?
Oh, no, no, no. I simply have nicer than regular swords.
Let me see.
I have 2 different ones that I'd be willing to trade for your spyglass and maybe a little extra coin.
Okay.
One of them is this, and he pulls out a sword that is all like kind of an iron or a gunmetal gray. And across the hilt guard has like this beautiful like emblazoning on it with like skulls and a couple crosses, and then the handle has like red gems inlaid into it, and it like very much like your scimitar. Instead of going backwards at the top, it does go out and then widen, and then at the top there's a split where it looks like if you were able to like catch a sword, you could like disarm somebody or something with it. And he says, "This is called a sword of light stealing. Very powerful." And the other one I have is this sword of wounding. Both of which very powerful in their own rights, but if you were to trade me that spyglass and a little bit of coin, you could have one.
So, sort of life stealing. What does that do?
Mechanically, if you crit, the target takes an extra 10 necrotic damage if they're not an undead or construct, and you gain 10 temp HP.
Hmm.
On top of other crit, so you would still double damage dice, then they would take an extra 10 necrotic, and you'd get another 10 temp HP.
Right.
So that means 2 20s. If you roll a 20 on the die with both of them, they both have extra crit effects now, effectively. So,
Right.
if this is the one that you wanted.
I think I'm still more partial to just gold.
I can understand that. I have gold. I can give you 1,200 for it.
That seems acceptable.
Wonderful. Know that these swords will be here. I'm not sure for how long, but I will have them in case you find the coin or the will to buy them.
Funny enough, we actually just moved in upstairs.
That's you!
Me and my party,
One of
It's
your friends has
banging.
excessively loud stomping.
that's
Sounds like there's a child up there that weighs 190 pounds.
That's the dwarf.
Oh.
There's a little forge up there, and he's hammering away at it. If it ever
Ah.
bothers you, you just have to. We'll make sure we do it at reasonable.
I'll hit the ceiling with a broomstick.
Okay, he can be a little bit difficult to deal with, not out of arrogance, just because he's a little.
Honestly, it makes it sound like somebody's working in a shop in my shop. So I like the aesthetic. Something else
Yeah.
to listen to. I like new things.
Right, but if we ever cause any problems, just let us know.
Dodge? What are
That's
they doing?
that's my sorcerer friend. I believe he's just training, because sorcerers tend to be a little bit more frail out in combat. So I
Oh,
believe he's
working
just
on his physical endurance and constitution.
yes. It's impressive, but not so impressive when you share a wall and you're trying.
Ah, luckily enough, this is an area of adventurers, so we all understand. But you are welcome in the store at any time. I specialize in wands. In fact, I have many, many, many wands. So if your sorcerer friend is looking for a new implement, you tell him to come see me.
I believe he just received something called a staff of power. I don't know if that's particularly good.
What?
Yes,
Dodge?
I believe it was called a staff of power.
You think he could, like, bring it here so I could see it?
I could ask. Yeah, I could go up and ask him now if he wants to come down.
I would be.
Actually, I think I have a staff that I picked up on my travels and I don't quite know what it does. If you could take a look at it.
I would love to. If you let me see your friend's staff of power, maybe hold it, then I will inspect this staff for you for free.
Okay, I'll be right back. And Vol's gonna like brisk walk out of the store.
Great. So you come upstairs, and what have you guys been doing during this conversation and interaction?
I apparently have
I'm
been doing
assuming-
backflips.
Right.
I'm assuming that no amount of strength is going to open this box. I mean, all right. Magdar's gonna smash the box with his hammer.
Roll to smash.
Can I
Would
bless
this be a
him?
strength check?
It's an attack.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna cast blessed on him when I realize, because I thought I was gonna guide him to rip it open, but if he's
Mhm.
gonna go for the Hulk smash, yeah, I'll burn a spell slot to give him blessed. Just see what happens.
What is Bless's dice?
1d4.
All right, so I'm gonna use my Dwarven thrower to smash it,
Awesome.
and let's do the 1d4. Does a 31 hit?
It does.
Does it do anything?
Yes. It dents it.
Oh shit! So
Hector,
I'm gonna look at the dent.
why
You
don't
could
you?
you-
you could do this for a little while longer, and you might be able to bust it open.
What if there's
I
like
guess roll the
magical
damage
china
for
in
me.
there?
Yeah, roll
It
the
was
damage for me.
15 damage.
15 damage? Yeah. Okay. So it is magical damage because it's Dwarven Thrower. You did hit. Yeah, you think if you hit it solidly like that again, you'd bust it open. But you don't know if the contents would be affected by said destruction.
Mm.
Because you don't know what's
Strong
inside.
box.
I think Magda will just keep wailing away.
yeah, he would.
Regardless.
We're going. We're going again. You gonna bless me
Go
again?
again.
He says that in
No,
character.
you're still blessed. I'm like, yeah, sure.
I'm
Dodge.
going back up
Sorry,
for
I
this
just feel
one.
the unnatural need to dodge up there.
Uh, 19.
19.
With 10 damage.
Let's try to decide how this works right on the spot. I feel for you so much, man. It's like, how do you deal with this murder hobo of a magically locked chest?
All right, I need you to roll a d20 for me.
Just straight up.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Okay. You bust it open, and on the inside, you find a note.
Nothing good in here. I'm just gonna throw the note behind me.
You finish a backflip as you're getting quite apt at backflips, and you see him just kind of throw a note out from behind him, and a broken box is on the ground in front of him with nothing else
Eh.
inside.
And I'm
Nah.
like digging through it to see if there's anything else.
Oh, I mean, it's jewelry box, so there was just the note inside.
Brandon's been playing a lot of Curse of Strahd. God, wait. Magdor, there was a note.
I can't read anyway.
Okay, and Nox is gonna pick up the note and look at it. They're gonna try to read it.
It's actually written in Dwarvish. Can you read Dwarvish?
Oh, I can read. I just
Oh, I mean Nox, because
Oh,
Nox is the
oh.
one that picked up the note.
I cannot speak Dwarvish. Or
Yeah,
read.
but you know it is Dwarvish. I see Spanish. I know it's Spanish. I don't know what it says though. Yeah, you know it's Dwarvish.
Magdor, there's moon runes on here, and they look like it's Dwarvish.
but it's no fun. Vaughn, give it to me. I'm
Here.
gonna read it.
I'll guide him. This one's an A,
Um,
even though I don't understand it.
Reading it, you see that this looks like it was Actually, make an investigation check for me. Both of you can, if you'd like.
Investigation.
You mind if I just give him the help action?
Sure.
Okay.
Wonderful.
What's that do?
It gives you advantage.
Oh, well, I rolled an 8.
With advantage?
Yeah.
Good thing it's not hard to tell that this looks like it was torn out of something, as you know, 3 edges are relatively smooth, but the paper does look very old. As you do pick it up and it crumbles a bit as you're handling it, kind of you just threw it, picked it up, opened it up. Pieces of it kind of fall off a little bit around the edges, but one edge looks like it was torn out of something. And reading through it begins to chronicle somebody that said they needed to unite their people. And in order to do that, they needed a symbol to do that. Um, and he talks about crafting an axe that all of the dwarvish lords would unify under. And you, as a dwarf, understand that this may be pulled out of a chronicle of the person that created the axe of the dwarvish lords, an artifact of the dwarven people.
Magdor's just going to sit there. He's reread it 3 or 4 times. He's just sitting there.
Magdor, what does it say?
It's an axe.
No, it's a note. What does it say, though?
And I'm just going to read him word for word what it says.
It's an axe.
You would have known him as the first king. He was the dwarf who unified dwarves. And this was the weapon that he wielded. And this begins to chronicle his quest to make this item. But it's only 1 page.
I think this is what I need to do.
Magdor, did you lock the door?
No.
I want to go to lock the door.
As you lock the door, Vol, you put your hand on it, you hear the door lock.
Strange. Then I'm gonna pull out my key and unlock the door.
So you lock it, he unlocks it.
And I open the door.
Bunk.
Oh, it's stuck. And then I'm gonna push it harder.
Fucking big root it.
Oh,
Ow.
Nox.
Ow, fuck.
Magdor, Nox, come here.
I'm
And I'm
still
gonna
on
go
my
like
knees
to the
in the
middle of
room.
the room. Close the door behind me.
I lock it.
And then I'm gonna hand. I would imagine I'm gonna go into my room first. I'm gonna look for my staff, unknowingly what it is, and I'm gonna find whatever spare pouches I have, and then I'm gonna come back out and hand Nox a bag of 400 gold. Here, this is for our trips.
Whoa. Are you? That's a lot of gold, Vol.
Yes. And then I'm gonna go into the workshop. Back door, I've got some gold for you, and I'm gonna put it on a table or workbench. That's 400 gold. Is everything okay? You got the box open.
It's an axe.
No, that's a note.
Now I'm going to read him the note. And
I would like for
I'm
all
gonna
3 of
explain it
you
to
to
him.
make history checks. And Magdor, you get to do yours with advantage.
A question for the DM.
Mm.
I did the recap. Does that mean I got inspiration?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna use that inspiration.
I rolled a 7.
I didn't need it. I rolled a 19.
I rolled a 12.
19. When reading about this, you recognize that this is probably the person known as the first prince, or the first king. And you kind of like recall most of the history of this. It was used by the first king to unite the dwarves against just consistent threats from other people, other races that kind of infringed on their fortresses. He was the first one to bring all of the clans together for a united cause, because in the past that had been unnecessary or infeasible. And later, as it was passed down through the lines of kings, it became it was lost in a civil war that was actually over the power bestowed by the axe. And in this civil war, it was lost, and nobody knows where it is. And people have spent their entire lives scouring vaults, looking through ancient dwarven tombs, trying to find this thing. But finding a bit of the personal journal of the king who created the weapon is unbelievably weird and very, very rare.
Hmm.
All of you would
Wh-
see the rareness in this, but the specifics about the history of Vol, you're the only one that recalls those specifics right now.
Backdoor, that's quite a find. We back in my village, the elders, the shamans, I guess would be the common word for them. We call them Skywatchers. And Goliaths and dwarves have always had a good relationship. We love their weapons and we treated them fairly. I remember stories about this axe. We should take care of that note. Maybe it'll lead us
Also,
to
you now
something.
recognize that that box was most likely a personal effect of his, but it is now scrapped and worthless.
That's the
The
dwarvish way.
the shame about the box, but then you guys just rebuild yourselves back up. Fantastic people. Um,
And I'm gonna slowly like hold the note. Like once he said that we need to take care of it, just gonna hold it up and just hand it to him slowly.
no,
Reach
I'm
as high as I can.
I'm sure we have a safe place here. Just keep it somewhere safe where it won't be disturbed.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Yeah, you do that. We'll plot out our trip to Baldur's Gate first. I think we'll get that started. But
Do you
right,
think I want to try something?
okay.
And I'm gonna try to. Sorry.
That's fine. You try something. I'm gonna take Nox here and run down to the store really quick. It's a delightful old bed downstairs, and he
What?
just absolutely loves the noise of you just going at it.
I'm gonna try to
Um,
use mending on it.
Sorry, say that one more time.
Mending on the paper.
On the paper, you can do that. Yeah, the few
Yeah.
pieces that have fallen off, you're able to mend. And another side effect of the mending spell in this case is that it actually makes the paper a little less fragile and more like paper and less like thin tree bark.
Yeah, that should hold a bit better.
Good. Do you want to come down to the store with us?
Aye, and I'm gonna. Do I have like a shelf or anything in my room or drawers?
Sorry, say it one more time.
Do I have any like drawers in my room? Like a desk
Um,
drawer or anything?
did you have a desk before?
No, I didn't really have anything.
I'm
Then
sure
no.
there might be some space in the workshop.
Yeah, the only thing you have plenty of space there. There are some like cabinets and basic shelves in the workroom, but that's the only thing that you would have access to. Nothing in
Th-
anything in that is in your room is what you would have had. So
So you said this is more like paper now.
Mhm.
I'm going to carefully roll it up and then put it in my pouch.
of holding,
Yes.
wonderful. Yeah, that's a perfect place for it because technically it's now in its own little extra planar area with no oxygen and is not rubbing up against anything. Wonderful.
All
It's at
right.
no risk of harm.
Knox, the old man who runs the magical shop downstairs, would like to see your staff.
Nox is playing
Yes.
with the gold at this point. They've never seen this much gold before.
Backdoor, don't forget to take your gold. That's for you too. I sold that spyglass I got from those bandits that raided us.
What spyglass?
Don't worry about it. That's gold for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, the old man wants to see your staff. He just wants to see it. He said if I let him see it, he'll identify this, and I have a staff with me for free. Come.
You're taking away Nox away from his or their gold. It's like, okay. Can I come back and play with it later?
You can do whatever you want after.
I'll bet
Oh,
you
really?
can spend it at that shop.
No,
It's your gold now. You feel free to do with it as you wish. But come, let's go see the nice old man downstairs.
Okay, but they're trustworthy, right?
I won't let him take anything away from you. Don't worry.
As a player, I was about to say you took in enough from me already, but that's not opportune for this conversation. I just wanted to say it as a joke, ha ha ha. But we're not saying that. Like, okay.
And Vol's gonna lead the way downstairs.
Okay, yeah, you go downstairs. Magno, you're coming as well, right?
Yeah, and as we leave, I lock the door.
Wonderful. Is it assumed that when you leave your residence, you lock your door every time, and when you enter?
I
mean,
would
if you
hope so.
want to say that, sure, but
Sure. I just want to make if we can assume that, then you don't have to say it every time.
But before Algira walked in, we wouldn't have assumed it. But after that incident,
That's why I'm saying it now, because I don't want to make you say that every time. But if you want to do that every time, you can just do it.
maybe not for Vol, but at least for me and I'm assuming Nox.
Okay. So Nox and Magdor, last one in or out, always locking the door. Vol?
Yeah, I'm just gonna always do it.
Wonderful. So yeah, you lock the door and make your way downstairs to Sunya and Barnov's Wands and Wonders, and you step inside. And what is your marching order stepping in here, just so I can have a visualization as you enter this, incense aroma filled magic shop?
it sounds like full Nox Magdor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vol's probably leaned away because he's familiar. Nox is not as sure, and then Magdor's the one who locked the door behind. So
Cool. Well, as you enter, you see a man who previously, Vol, you had seen to be kind of hunched over, but he seems like a little taller and kind of like nervously watching the door as you enter. And he smiles as you enter and he says, Sunya, come. And out from the back, an older lady comes out, but she's taller and elven. Probably the same age as this old human, but does not look
doesn't
it.
look like him. Yeah.
Yeah, because elves. And he says, "Come, my love, come. Look, I told you. They said they had it, and they weren't lying. Can I see it?"
Uh, yes. I nervously hand them the Staff of Power.
Oh,
Then he
can you
snaps it over his
feel
knee.
it? Can you feel it?
Coming in the air tonight, yes.
And he pulls like a couple little flat pieces of wood that have like a circular shape upward, and he sets them on the table and then puts the wand in them or the staff in him on it and goes, wow. I've spent my whole life looking for wonderful, wondrous wands and staffs and rods. Never seen one of these.
Me neither until a couple of
Thank
days
you.
ago.
Wonderful, but you said I
Staff are
have
full.
seen it now. I have seen it. Now I promised that I would look over a staff that you said you had, Vol.
Yes, and I'm gonna hand it to him.
And this staff you have is kind of like rusted. It looks like parts have been kind of like soldered off because it is made of metal. Old runes kind of like litter the center of the staff going upwards, and then pieces of it are twisted and busted at the top. Old, decrepit, and he looks at it, sets it on the table, and just goes, Who are you?
I'm just a trap. I was a traveler. I've been here in Neverwinter for a little
How
while,
did
but
you come across a staff of the Arch Magi? It is not functioning. But you could restore this. It may take you some time. See, look right here. Pieces of this staff have been magically removed. Probably 4 different pieces aside from this one. If you complete them and bring them to me, I could reforge it for you. And it would be my honor.
Sure. I listen. I don't want to. I don't want to make it seem like I don't share your enthusiasm, but I'm not arcanely trained,
You
so
don't
I
have to
didn't
be
really.
arcane. Like, this is more powerful than the Black Staff's weapon. She wields the staff of the Black Staff. The Black Staff. This is more in its full owned by the Black Staff herself.
I see.
Who the fuck did you kill, Vol?
I just found it on my travels. I found some runes, and I was just looking around, and
You found a decrepit and dismantled, but still a staff of the Magi.
yes. Would you like to hold on to that for now? I mean, it's unusable in its current state, so it makes no sense for us to carry it around for now. But would you like to just hold on to that for now? It seems like it means a lot more to you in this state, even.
It'll make a good centerpiece for your shop.
I would never display it. People want this.
Well, then it'll be our secret. At least it'll give.
Bad people, maybe.
Knox,
that
I need some
reason,
help here. I'm out of my depth.
I would like for you to keep it until you have the parts, but I will fix it for you. It may take some time, and I don't know how you would find the other pieces, but if you can, we can fix it.
Just to make sure I'm on the up and up. Oh, I guess I'll say this is, not. So you mean to tell me that parts of this is missing, but if we were to get the parts, this would make it?
Yes. One of, I think, 10 in existence? Maybe.
I look at Vol and I look at this guy. Hi, my name is Mary. Pleasure to meet you.
Vol's a
Hi.
little lost. Vol doesn't understand the magnitude of what exactly he has.
My name is Bonov. This is Sunya, my wife. And she comes forward and he says, sorry, arcane brain, I get a little focused. And Sunya comes up and says, hi. What you've come across is something genuinely magnificent. I do hope that you are able to reassemble it.
I hope so too. Also, it seems like for the sake of the two of you too, it seems like you'd appreciate having a hand to play in this.
I think my husband is just. He is not too far out from the Twilight Lands. And I think that, it's been a while since he's had this long or this much of a reason to be excited. He used to be an adventurer. We met adventuring, actually. And long after he is gone, I will still be here. But I know that if you can do this, and he at this point he doesn't hear anything. He's just looking at the runes and kind of muttering to himself. She says, I think that this has given him more purpose than he's felt in a very long time. And he would be honored to help you. He did not speak untruthfully. I know him better than anybody.
Well, I promised Mary here that we're off on a little adventure, that staff would be hers. So as much we'd help her now, but that staff is now her possession.
Quite the gift.
I would not have had any use for it. so I feel like it would have been better in somebody else's hands.
You're a noble man. A more jealous or greedy person would do other things. They found out the strength and power that this thing held.
I'll take it if he doesn't want it. If she doesn't want it.
I ready firebolt.
Bye.
Very well done, Mary. If you want to grab that, well, hopefully we can find these pieces soon. But you have yourself a deal.
You may have a lifetime search after you, but it would be well worth it for the power that it would grant the caster.
Oh, don't worry. I'm pretty sure God will make it happen in less than a lifetime.
Which one though?
They're the only one that matters.
I'm interested to find out how this turns out. So please, come back. Tell us your stories. My husband and I are desperate for a sense of adventure, and we don't find that much here. So hearing your stories would enliven our shop and his spirit very much.
Of course. And
Can
if we
I-
ever get too loud because we live upstairs, just let us know.
He can barely hear anything. And at that moment too, you're looking down, and he's looking down. He's had like a big hat and lots of hair, and she strokes his hair and pulls it back behind his ear, and you can see that there are these little like metallic things that seem to have like a tube that runs into his ears. And she says, if I took those out, he wouldn't be able to hear anything. He's basically deaf. I fashioned them myself to help him amplify sound. I didn't like yelling all the time.
Not bad work for an elf.
For an elf.
It means as a
I think-
dwarf, you know how they get when it comes to craftsmanship.
Well, I think with our longer lifespans, us elves tend to make better craftsmen anyway. So, but I'm sure you're quite the craftsman yourself. And
Yeah, look at his arm.
Kind of goes like she goes like this, and she's like, "Did you do that?
I
Then you are."
don't like her much, Vol.
I can hear you.
Don't be mean to her.
She's
It's
mean
okay.
to me.
I said you were quite the craftsman. I just had to send a little shade back because I felt it coming my way.
Okay, maybe I do like her.
I'm gonna take the staff of power back, and I'm gonna wait until I see this gentleman is finished looking at it before I.
Oh yeah. So you kind of start to move in, and as he sees you start to move in, he goes, "Oh, of course, it is yours. Thank you for letting me look at it. I am honored. Thank you for bringing it into my shop. I will obviously tell no one that you have it."
Is there anything we can offer you in exchange?
The honor of knowing your story, the honor of being able to be a part of it.
Let us bring
And I might
you-
need help paying for some reagents, but that we'll talk about that later. But if I'm still around, but if I'm not, my wife could help too.
I see.
Understood.
She's an enchanter, just like me.
Thank you. And you're gonna see Nox bend forward and like full on bow at this point. Just they've been bewildered by this situation, but more importantly, they haven't seen such genuity in a while, I guess. They seem genuine, and that touches them.
Hmm.
And
And he goes, no. And he starts to go for a handshake as he kind of like lifts your shoulders up to just tell you, don't do that. And then as he like grabs your hand a little bit, he looks and then opens his arms, comes out from behind the counter. Hugs for those who have great aspirations.
I got a staff in
friends.
each hand, I guess, so I'm just gonna staff hug him.
And he says, you are a good person. I am happy to know you.
I think I found my grandfather.
And he does, as he pulls away, he puts his hands on your shoulders and then one on your face and says, though the staff of power and the staff of the Magi have been known through history, corrupt even the purest of hearts. Keep your friends close. listen to their counsel. Do not withdraw too much as a result of the power that you may receive. Okay?
Oh, okay. I've only levitated once, maybe twice.
You also held off that giant snake.
Shh. Yes.
That was a threat on our life. That wasn't you being corrupted by any power.
And you made that big
Nope.
fake fireball.
An illusion. You are of the school of illusion? You a wizard? He said you were a sorcerer.
I am. Yes.
Wonderful. Either way, you will be well suited for it. Just be careful. Even
Thank
the
you.
purest of hearts can be turned dark.
Nox is gonna kind of like hold in place because they're thinking of the decisions that they've made recently, involving their warlock side, and they go, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. I'll let you go now. Thank you for coming and brightening my day. I hope to
Yeah.
see you again soon.
I'm like a nervous, embarrassed 8-year-old at this point, just kind of waiting for the parent to withdraw at this setting.
Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon, I hope. I'm gonna start heading out.
And they wave at you from inside, from behind the counter. Smiles on their faces, bright happiness in their eyes. Where do you want to go now?
I want to get them cookies.
Get them cookies?
I found my grandparents. I'm so excited.
I thought get them cookies was like, oh man, I want to get them cookies. Like it meant something, but you literally want to go buy them or make them cookies.
I want to get them cookies. I can't bake, but I want to get. Well, they're too busy. Oh, I don't want to make them make the cookies, but they're the ones to be nice. I want to be the one to get them the cookies.
Okay.
Not literally. We don't
So
have to do that.
Okay, I was like, you want to find a bakery? There's bakeries here.
All right, we should get planning.
Yes.
As you step outside too, you can see that stairwell that leads up to the entrance to your apartment, and there is a effectively on every not on every but on your house on the outside, for any sort of carrier birds, there is a stool with a small house for them, if they were to come to your residence. And you can see that there is a snowy owl sitting on the roost, with a little message on its a message carrying thing apparatus on its leg.
How does
Alright.
Corso respond to that? Sorry, Brandon.
Kind of looks.
I'm
These
gonna
birds are
look up-
taken care of, so your bird has food. This owl is like a domesticated owl, so it's not like it doesn't just neither of them go into like predator or prey mode. So
I'm gonna look up at Nox. Did you get another bird?
No, 2 birds is enough. I'm guessing that's from somebody out. Somebody.
Would Vol recognize the species offhand?
they're from the mountains where you're from.
I believe I know who that might be from. And then I'm gonna go ahead and find the message. A little pouch.
Yeah,
I'm
a little
assuming
scroll
that's what it
wrapped
is.
up inside of a leather thing on its leg, and you pull it out. You read it.
Yes.
On it, it outlines a message from your brother that says that the council has allowed him to reach out to you because they are, for lack of a better term, at risk of complete destruction without outside help. And they need you. They are seemingly being attacked by frost giants, as well as a white dragon that seems to be commanding them.
Hey,
What-
Magdor.
What's this say?
Magdor, have you ever fought a frost giant?
Other than you?
Nox, have you ever fought a dragon?
Yeah.
Well, get ready to. This is from my brother. My village is under attack by frost giants and dragons, apparently.
Oh,
You're taking that news rather well.
should we send him Sparkle Sparks?
And with all of that contemplation of what to do next, we'll pick it up there next week when you guys decide how to deal with this new information.
Paul's brother has been under assault by the evil Lord Frieza. You can find me on Twitter at 2timestyler.
You can find me on Twitter at LR the 11th.
I'm on Twitter at Glenn Houston with 2 N's and looks like Huston.
And I am finally on Twitter at Zigzagoon.
I mean, we are a part of Casual Master Quest, a podcast network dedicated to giving you the video game news and tropes you deserve. You can find the show everywhere you can Google and on Twitter at CMQ Network. That was Nick. That was Brendan. That was Glenn. And this is Tyler. We'll see you next week with another session of Casual Master Quest. Casual Quest Masters. And don't forget to never stop the quest. Bye-bye!
A fucking white dragon
Bye.
and frost giants and a staff of the arch magi?
Yeah, talk about a Tuesday. Jesus.
Man, it really sucks that those frost giants with a white dragon are attacking Boulder's Gate. We should go check it out.
Don't forget about the axe.